What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Saturday edition of The Squeeze. I am Bill Goldberg. I'm Tyler Connie. I'm sorry, I said Bill Goldberg because of the streak. 12-0 the last 4 days on The Squeeze. We're undefeated this week. So if you followed all the bets that I've posted here and on every other social channel, you're up almost 13 damn units. And yeah, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to be happy about it because this will probably never happen again, and the downfall will be just as epic as the rise, I'm sure. But what a night last night, and we went undefeated. If you follow me on Twitter, not only did I have the 3 bets here, which was we had the New York Islanders money line, 5-1 win. We had the New York Knicks money line first half. They were up by 13. We had the Boston Bruins and the Los Angeles Angels money line plus 123 parlay. Done. Then not only that, I posted Oilers Kings under 6.5. Check. Arizona Diamondbacks money line that was minus 104. They won 9-0. We had Shohei Ohtani over 7.5 strikeouts. He had 11. And then we had a 2-leg parlay, Bo Bichette with a hit and Teoscar Hernandez with a hit. That hit as well. It was a 7-0 day, over 5 units on the week. This week, if you follow, and I post all these picks on Twitter, I'm going to start posting my full card on all my other channels as well, except for YouTube because that doesn't really work. Up over, I think, 15 units, almost 16 units up. It's a 17-2 run. It'll never happen again, so I'm going to enjoy it while it is here. I also did pose on my Twitter. I had started doing the best Toronto bet today thing, but it's proving more difficult than I thought, especially now that Raptors are out. Leafs, I would prefer not to really bet on the Leafs when they're in the playoffs because if they, I don't like betting totals because I don't want the Leafs to win but the under not to hit. Then I'm kind of mad, which would happen to me with the Canada game previously. So I'd put on Twitter if you prefer a best Toronto bet or to do like a quarter unit plus 500 or 600 parlay. Not every day, but every couple days, maybe try to find a plus 600 parlay, which might be fun. So drop a comment if you feel like you have an opinion there, if you want me to keep doing the best Toronto bet or to do a parlay. And considering the fact that we're 12-0 this week, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button if you're seeing this, or if you watch these videos, tell a friend who's into sports betting, hey, this guy's having a really good week, and a subscriber would be great. Now, let's get into Saturday. We've got another full slate. A very fun slate. We're going to start in LA with the Los Angeles Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies. This series is tied at 1 as it shifts to Crypto.com Arena. And thank you, Dylan Brooks, for making this bet a lot less for me to think about. Dylan Brooks came out after the Memphis Grizzlies' 10-point win in Game 2 and said that he doesn't respect anybody until they drop 40 points on them. Of course, he's talking about the man who scored more points in the NBA than anybody ever in its history. LeBron James. Maybe not a good idea. Now, I know Dylan Brooks likes to play the villain. He likes to get talked about. He's in the media now. But if I'm in that locker room, there's been documentaries made about Michael Jordan taking this kind of stuff and eating the other team alive. There's documentaries made about Michael Jordan inventing people saying this stuff to eat people alive. LeBron James is not Michael Jordan, but he is LeBron James. And he probably drops 40 tonight. His prop is over 28.5. You probably want to take the over on that just to see what happens. But I think they're going to be extremely motivated. And look, the Lakers won Game 1 on the road, 128-112 already. They can beat this Memphis team. I think Memphis, John Morant is playing, but is he hurt? He's definitely hurt. You could say Anthony Davis is hurt on the flip side, but again, I just go back to not betting against LeBron James in the playoffs. This could be his last big run. You never know when the wheels may or may not fall off. They haven't yet. I'm not going to bet against them falling off. I'm not going to predict the wheels falling off LeBron James. So I'm taking the LA Lakers minus 3.5 tonight. It's minus 112 at FanDuel to get it done in a big game from LeBron James. Sticking with the NBA, sticking with another 3.5 point spread, this time in Phoenix and just in the first half. Now, the Clippers are still going to be without Paul George, and they are going to be without Kawhi Leonard. The full spread on this game is, I think, 9 at this point, which I don't love because they were without Kawhi and without Paul George in Game 2, and it was a 5-point win for Phoenix at home. I do think Phoenix is starting to get their legs a little bit. I do think that we're going to start to see them perhaps pull away a little bit in this series. I look for Kevin Durant to start figuring it out. I look for Chris Paul because, look, I mean, at the end of the day, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker have not played a ton of games together this season. right? So as we come into game 4, Phoenix leads 2-1. I think this is the perfect time for them to sort of step on the throats. Kevin Durant's a 2-time finals MVP. This isn't someone that's new to the playoffs or shy to this environment. Chris Paul's been to the finals. Devin Booker has been to the finals. They know how to do this, and I think the Clippers are just going to be too undermanned. Russell Westbrook is not a good shooter. He's going to put up stats, sure, but as someone leading your team all the way against a team with as much firepower as the Phoenix Suns, I just don't see it happening. Norm Powell had a good game, but again, I just think they're going to run out of gas a little bit here without that person to keep it steady. So even though Phoenix is on the road, I do look for them to come out and have a big first half, to put up a statement, but I don't like the full spread. The money line's a bit too juicy, so I'm just going to take -3.5 here in the first half for -110 at BetMGM. And our last bet of the day, I hate to say I'm betting against a Toronto team, but I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights on the money line against the Winnipeg Jets as this series shifts to Winnipeg, tied 1 game apiece. Vegas lost game 1 5-1, but they won game 2 5-2. Now, it'll be interesting to see what will happen here in Winnipeg. It should be noted that if, I'm going to probably butcher this name, but Brossoit, he's 8-1-1 this season with a 2.31 goals against, a save percentage of 9.3. If this ends up being Jonathan Quick or something funky happens here and it's not Brossoit net, I'll put that on Twitter that we might have to punt out of this or, do something else here. This is being bet based on the intention of it being Hellebuck versus Brossoit. Now, Hellebuck's a hell of a goalie. 38-26 on the season, 2.51 goals against. I think Vegas is going to have the edge here. The Golden Knights were the better team in the regular season by 5 wins. They were 52-23-5 versus Winnipeg 47-34. So Winnipeg actually had 11 more losses than Vegas. Vegas played a lot more in extra time. But Vegas was 26-7 on the road. Winnipeg 26-13 at home, so nothing to sneeze at. But I do think the Vegas Golden Knights are the better team. Now that we're getting into game 3s, game 4s, this is when you kind of start to see where's this series going to go. And if you think that the Vegas Golden Knights win this series, you probably think that they're going to win this game. I think Winnipeg really caught them off guard in game 1. They had the big 5-1 win. Vegas did rebound 5-2, and I think you're going to see. I don't think you're going to see 7 or 6 goals tonight. I think this might be a 2-1, 3-2 kind of game, maybe in overtime. But I do think the Vegas Golden Knights can get it done on the road here. This is almost even money. It's -105 at BetMGM. So let's keep it rolling, man. We are 12-0 this week. So give me the LA Lakers at -3.5 for -112 at FanDuel. Give me the Phoenix Suns -3.5 in the first half for -110 at BetMGM. And I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights on the money line -105 at BetMGM. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. Hopefully you're following. And you can find me on Twitter at Tyler Connie for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions. And audio is on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Have a great Saturday. Let's try to keep this unbelievable run going, and let's talk sports.